Welcome to the Jesus is Awesome podcast. My name is Lamar Lee, or Ambassador Lee, and I just want to share something today that I think is kind of critical to most Christians who want to know, am I going to heaven or not? Because Christ said some of y'all are going to come and you're going to say, Lord, Lord, and he's going to say, I don't know who you are. You don't want to be one of those people. So I kind of made 29 things. I wrote 29 things. I want to read these to you that are good signs that you can reference to help you know whether or not you're saved or not. Because it's a big question. I've been to fellowships before, and I'm a once saved, always saved guy, right? But a lot of churches think if you're not showing signs of being saved, and doing works and things of that nature, and the Bible talks about this, you may not be saved. And they say a lot of people in churches aren't going to heaven, but I just decided to write 29 signs that we could kind of think about, or you could think about, I could think about, to help us realize or to feel more confident of whether we are saved or not. And these are the 29 things. So, you have an unending internal desire or a yearning to please God. You are willing to sacrifice, take up your cross to participate and serve others, especially the household of faith. You exhibit peace in stressful situations or joy when things are tough. You are quick to love. Help your neighbor when you see they have a need. You are gentle with those who are suffering. You go out of your way to be generous, to provide food for the needy and to the orphans. You boast not about yourself, only in Jesus, with humility and meekness. You have a sense of God's timing. You have great temperance. You know when to stop or say no to things. You have a real good sense of self-control. You have that holy, joyful smile when you talk about Jesus. When you have conversations with people about Jesus, some people are, But when the light comes on, when people talk about Jesus, that's a good sign. Number 11, you have patience with others' faults or in letting God do his work instead of forcing change in others. That's a big one. You don't speak evil of others behind their back or even in your own mind. That's tough, right? We think, I'm not going to say anything bad in person. Maybe we won't even talk to them behind their back to other people. But do you not talk in your own mind bad about people? That's a challenging one, even for me. You speak in tongues, and you can interpret tongues. You prophesy or encourage others. You know the word well and have knowledge above secular philosophers. You exhibit wisdom in many situations, listening to God's voice, knowing and when not to speak. You have an awareness or discernment of what spirits are of the world or of God. You have an unrelenting belief in God's desire to prosper you in this life and in the life to come. You have evidence of the miraculous in your life, events only explainable by the miraculous. You participate in group prayers and private prayers to God for others. Number 21, you resist the urge to lie in all situations. You respect the need to take a day of rest for your body and mind and soul each week. You don't cheat on your wife. You don't cheat on your God. Never take what isn't yours. You try not to say GD or use profanity, remembering you are God's representative on earth. You have an awareness of your failings and desperately try to stay in right standing with God. You care about what other people think of you, which is a little opposite of what some people say. But you care about what other people think of you, and you're willing to become all things to all people that you might win them to Christ. There's no ego here. You're just being a good example to others and keeping an eternal perspective. And number 29, which is one of my favorites, you say yes quickly. When someone asks you, are you a Christian or a follower of Christ? That's always a good sign. Anyway, 29 signs you may be a Christian. There's probably a bunch of more signs, but this is 29 I could come up with. And it's good to go through these and think about things, because you want to feel confident about your faith. You want to feel confident about your salvation. That makes you a much more confident Christian, right? And much more confident in your promotion and your ambassadorship for Christ everywhere you go. So anyway, just some thoughts. Have fun. Bye.